Okay. Well, okay, this is the first one. Goldwynn Dinner Club, Goldwynn Dinner fans. I see Nintendo. Doctor, how often you see it? Goldwynn Dinner fans. All the time. What is this?
Tears? I think our friend here wants to see more diverse gameplay.
Non-Nintendo games?
We really like,
oh, yeah.
We really like Nintendo.
Well, it really is honestly just like technical. Like the virtual console is just really great because we can both play it
and take turns while playing online.
Yeah, otherwise it'll be like if we do online multiplayer games, we only get to see my screen. And we tried doing Mario Kart episodes, and it's just like you're just watching me in first place, completely unopposed.
You know what I thought about doing? I got the new Zelda Game & Watch, and I just had a blast playing through Link's Awakening. It's like a dedicated Link's Awakening device for me now. But I thought about just like taking my phone and recording the screen and just streaming it that way, because how would you possibly capture that screen? I don't know, maybe we could do something janky like that one day. I don't even is that a T-bone steak? What am I looking at? T-bone steak.
I believe it's a steak emoji.
But their logo is a pie, and it's roughly the same shape.
I know, right? And it's on our very first video, which is a trailer for our channel.
Nature is healing. Hey, what cut of steak do you like, and how do you like it?
I guess I just kind of go for the New York strip every time.
I'm a
I know how to cook it.
And preferred cook. How do you like it?
Medium rare.
Yeah, I like a ribeye medium rare.
I like it like charred and crunchy on the outside, but like pretty pink on the inside.
A little caramelized, and you get that. Like Hank Hill says, firm but with a little give. Wonderful.
Okay, Who's a Little Puppy is great. Don't get me wrong, but consider Bowser singing that to Bowser Jr. I'm gonna read this all over again because I just stumbled across it. Okay, Who's a Little Puppy is great. Don't get me wrong, but consider Bowser singing that to Bowser Jr. or all the Koopa Kids.
Did I sing?
I didn't do that much better.
Was there a song? I remember saying something like "Ooshie Boogie Boo" to like the bunny we got, but did we sing some song I forgot about? Why would Bowser say that to his son? Treat his son like a song. Why would he treat his son like a dog? I don't know. It seems like a wrong thing to do. Don't treat your kids
Comment
like
of the
animals.
week.
Comment of the week.
That one and the steak emoji, because I feel like just like a lot of thought went into it, and it really provoked me personally.
And not thought provoking, but like provoked.
Just provoked.
Like you're upset.
I was provoked.
Yeah. I agree with you guys that fans become a little too invested in their idea of what adaptations and sequels should be it casting Fantastic Four or pre-writing Star Wars sequels, being mad when their vision doesn't match. That said, Parker better be Mr. Fantastic and Grif better be Dr. Doom. All right. I actually think, if I had all the time in the world, I would 100% write some bit for us where I'm Mr. Fantastic and Grif is Dr. Doom. Although I will say, if I really am thinking about it, I'm Dr. Doom and Grif is Mr. Fantastic, because he is a brilliant mind with the blinders on, and I am totally revenge and superiority obsessed. It is not the other way around.
I am closer. I always gravitate towards characters like the Hulk, so I'd say I'm more like the Thing.
The ever-loving blue-eyed Thing?
Yeah.
I could see both, but you definitely are Mr. Fantastic, just because I think you're brilliant.
Oh, thanks, man. Guy. And you're definitely Dr. Doom because you're horribly ugly.
Wow, dude. On the inside, 100%. I wear that mask.
You believe? So you go with that Dr. Doom is actually very attractive and he's just insecure. Because there's two versions.
They've never made it canon, but I 100% believe that he has a tiny scratch on his nose and he put on the mask to cry about it. Although I believe in the original comic, I believe it's actually both. That he was not hideously disfigured, he was vain, and then he went into the mountains and he burned the mask onto his face, so he disfigured himself and blamed it on Reed, which makes way more sense. Everything is someone else's fault.
I just like how he just stews in a castle, just like.
Oh, I love it. I love that he's weirdly fair. A lot of the times, if you have an equal amount of leverage, Dr. Doom respects you and invites you to dinner and to look at his art. Yeah. I'm not kidding. He'll be like, come through the castle. The Doombot brings you a beautiful burgundy, and you're like, is this poison? And he's like, you'll just have to trust.
And we literally just read a comment about how we shouldn't like predict the future of like movies and write them ourselves. But I do want to say, I hope Dr. Doom is not just written in and out in one movie.
No,
please don't kill him off in the first movie.
Dr. Doom is not only a big bad. He's a universal threat, and he's also consistent. You can't kill him. You can only put the leash on him, and then he's back after another year or two of plotting. And sometimes he's on your side. Sometimes he's like, yeah, this is for the good of the universe. Okay.
Yeah, it's just they always do that with Norman Osborn, and I'm just like, Norman Osborn shouldn't just. He's got to stick around. Done. Norman Osborn's got a lot to do.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, the one thing I always loved about this game is that when Mario loses his hat, he basically becomes Superman next to Kryptonite. Yeah, we were talking about how in that game, for some reason, there's like 2 levels only where it can happen. Where
Snow
Mario
level and Tall Mountain, yeah.
Then it's 3 actually, because also the Vulture can do it in Shifting Sandland.
Right.
And if you lose your hat, and then you instantly get like half health, and you can never get more health without your hat. And then you can leave the level, and the hat won't regenerate. Like, you'll now be playing the game without your hat, and you'll have to go back and find it. I always thought it was like, oh, it's so cool, because usually in video games back then, like, if you left a level, nothing would save inside the level. It would just reset.
It was a fun surprise. And also, the question was asked for years, what's under Mario's hat? We didn't know. A lot of people assumed he was bald. No, not at all. He's got a cute little, like, little haircut there. Parker's casting reminds me of that 90s Avengers trailer fan video with Tom Cruise as Tony Stark, etc. That also had Jeff Goldblum as Bruce Banner. Hey, Peter Gallagher as Tony Stark. I'll never use Tom Cruise. But yes, I actually do love it when those memes come up from time to time and you go, oh yeah, you know what? Like, why am I blanking on his name? But Marty from Michael J. Fox would have been a pretty good Spider-Man. You know, when you see that, you're like, oh yeah, that would be pretty good. Yeah, I love those memes. Are there any classic actors do you think? Like, I know I talked about like Jack Nicholson as Wolverine as a total missed opportunity. The other one I have is Jessica Chastain. She was in an X-Men movie, but she should have been Jean Grey, and I think it's maybe
she would have been a really good Jean Grey.
A totally good Jean Grey, because she's got all that range. She's fantastic in Scenes from a Marriage.
I've always wanted to see a movie where Spider-Man's played by this little-known actor, Tom Holland. Not a lot of people know about him. I think he'd be a good Spider-Man. That's just my little fan cast.
Okay.
I remember Parker giving me a probably justified ribbing on an episode of At the Bar for criticizing Nintendo for charging so much for these games. And now he has flip-flopped to my side. Glad to have you, Parker. Now please return my phone calls.
Please stop calling. It always comes up as scam likely. Which I always think about as like Guy Smiley from like the Muppets, some news. Hi, I'm Scam Likely.
Say what you want about Scam Likely, but that guy listens really well. He's a good listener. He'll ask you about your day, about your bank account, and
the last time I got a scam call like that, because normally I pick it because I can't help it. Like, I like talking to telemarketers and doing wacky voices. Like, I think one time they called and I put on like a weird like a tiny like a little voice, and they stayed and they listened the whole time, and they're like, yeah, so you want to apply for this new interest rate on your credit card, right? And I'm like, yes, please, hold on, let me just get my card. And they're like, all right, so what's the name on the card? And I go, Gooby. And I could hear the guy, like, he stepped away from the phone and talked to somebody else, and he goes, Gooby, you hear that? And the other guy's laughing, and I go, mm-hmm. And he's like, all right, what's the number? And I'm like, he didn't hang up. I'm just trying not to laugh. And he's like, yeah, tell me the number. And I go, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm like, surely he's going to hang up. He sat for the whole thing. I don't know. I love it. Desperately lonely, I guess. But I love messing with telemarketers. Scam Likely.
Yeah, I had this app that would automatically pick up the phone for me if it was a scammer, and it would go through some crazy scenario, and you got to pick what the scenario was. And the one that I had logged in was that they would be like, they'd at first be like, yeah, wait, are you watching the news right now? Oh my god, turn on the news, and they would it escalate from there and try to create panic.
The last time I tried to get even remotely clever, they called, and it wasn't a bot. Nowadays, it's all 100% bots. Like, I think I talked to one recently that was from Georgia, and he had like a southern accent. He's like, "Sir, I'm calling to blah blah blah," and he's running through a script because I'm yelling at him the entire time, knowing it's not a person, and he's just going through. And eventually, I said the word robot, and he goes, "It stopped cold." He's like, "Because I assure you, I am not a robot, sir. I'm just a guy. Sometimes I might stutter. You'll see that I'm very real." And then he repeated the exact line from before, from the very beginning. And I'm like, yes, I'm just supposed to believe you perfectly delivered. Anyway, oh my God, I love sort of messing with them. The last time I really tried to trick them, somebody called me and I was like, "Dude, you forgot to dial 9." And he goes, "What?" I go, "You forgot to dial 9. I'm inside the building. This is the IT department." And he's like, no. And I go, "Yes, it is. You didn't get us. It's IT." And he goes, "No." I go, "You didn't dial 9. He goes, "I don't have to dial. The computer does it for me." He was like really proud. I was like, all right. It looks like my reverse scam didn't work.
There's also you could also assume they might be working from home. They might be able to just do those jobs from home.
That would be wonderful, I guess, for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole dial out thing might not work if they don't have an IT department, if they're just in their apartment. That's why he called you out and knew.
Well, screw him. Also, what a wonderful tangent we've gone on.
Yeah.
This one's me. All right. I like the idea of Mario running around Venice, Italy, especially in its Renaissance style. And since Breath of the Wild was mentioned, would you guys do a series of that? It may be long, but I certainly wouldn't mind watching it, especially Parker getting mad over Link being right-handed. Hey! That's not funny. Hey, I've put in hundreds of hours in that game. I love it. I see no reason why we couldn't mess around Breath of the Wild, but I'd be a horrible backseat gamer. Have a lot
maybe
to say.
Maybe we could pick a specific way to play it.
Yeah.
Because can you start multiple save files? Because I don't want to delete either.
You have to create a new user, and so just create Goldwynn or whatever, or Goldwynn or whoever from.
Because I got all the Korok seeds. And I do not want to have to do that again.
Unnecessary. I never bothered.
And you know what's the worst thing? I did it in hard mode, and then the Master Sword DLC came out, and doing that on hard is impossible.
It's not possible.
I've watched videos of people do it. They always cheat and glitch the game. I've never seen someone do it legitimately. I was able to do it on normal mode, but I don't have all the Korok seeds there. I have enough of them that I've unlocked everything, but still, it's I hate that I've got in my normal mode has all the DLC beat, and my hard mode has all the Korok seeds and everything upgraded.
Yeah,
but
I've got a normal, I've got a hard mode, and then I did a third normal on some other user, and I had to create a separate Nintendo Switch Online account to get it off my old Switch onto my new Switch for this separate user. It was a pain in the butt, but I was on the third file, what I did is I did all the Champions DLC first so that I could play most of the game with the motorcycle. So I had to do all the dungeons, which was very early.
Can you bring the motorcycle into the desert?
No, not on the sand, which is unfortunate because that's where it would be the best. It's the first thing I tried, but almost everywhere else you can use it. And it is fun as hell to tool around. And I don't know, it's just a super fun, charming game where
it just the only bummer is that you have to keep refilling it. Well, it's actually kind of cool.
You can fill it with
really immersive.
Anything though. You can fill it with anything. Apples.
But man, I was using apples, and then I started running low on apples, and I'm like, oh no, that's the problem with using this thing.
How do you like them apples? Yeah.
Goodwill Hunting reference. Let's do more references from that movie.
Okay, it's not your fault, Grif. Grif, it's not your fault.
I know.
It's not your fault.
Nothing ever is.
Grif.
I take no responsibility at all. Yeah. So I've been playing Animal Crossing, I guess.
Yeah, me too.
I've just been fiddling around.
A lot of Happy Paradise Planner or whatever it's called. Fun time.
Yeah. So you don't have to I built the 30 houses. Yep. And for the last 10, I literally would walk in the house, open the boxes, and be
Walk
done.
right out. Yeah, I gotta say, I put in effort on every single one of them because I enjoyed the zen. Like, I remembered from Happy Home Designer that there's no scoring mechanism at all beyond how they look when they're walking around. And the difference, somebody figured it out in the 3DS game, it's the same here. They only notice if you spend a long time. Not if you spend time decorating, just if the window of the game is open for a while. Yeah. So they say, wow, you spent a long time on this, even if you literally put down 3 trash bags and then just left the game running for 10 minutes.
Either way, they don't rank you.
No ranking, but they should. And I guess it's like, well, how would they, rank, something as
Dragon Quest Builders 2,
Dragon
Quest Builders 2, Dragon Quest Builders 2.
You can do it.
The whole time I was playing that game, I just kept thinking Dragon Quest Builders 2 did all of this stuff way better. Where you build a village of people, and you can have like 60 of them, by the way. And each one of them has their own specific taste, and you have to build a room exactly for them. And they'll rank you on it, and it's so good. Dragon Quest Builders 2, love that game, highly recommend it. I really hope they make a third one.
Really, really good stuff. It almost convinced Grif to play a Dragon Quest, and then he tried it for an hour and was like, no, and put it down.
Yeah, it's really just like it's the constant interruptions of RPGs, that JRPGs specifically.
Dragon Quest Builders and Dragon Quest Builders 2 are both excellent games, and the story modes are beautiful. They're genuinely beautiful. That first one gets dark real fast.
What's funny is the story modes are really more just like a tutorial for like one of the most complicated games of all time. It's I know Minecraft is way more complex, but it's like you need to play the story mode to even know half the stuff that you can do in that game. I would have never known that you can grow your own vegetables and then cook them on a kitchen counter. I would say for Dragon Quest Builders 3, go a step further, and there should be a difference between what you cook on the stovetop and what you cook in an oven. Like make a difference between that.
I want bigger and grander story and bigger structures that they want me to build by hand in 3. That's what I want. I want to take more time in the story, escalating things. Like the pace of 1 was really good. Things got bogged down in 2, but not in a way that I know I'm saying I want more, but faster. I know that sounds odd, but yeah, that's what I want.
What works really well in 1 or in 2 is the first island that you're on is that grass island, and you just have to defend this little farm. And they're like, it's going to get attacked by monsters all the time, so build some kind of barrier to protect it. And it just gives you a lot of fun ways to just be creative.
Yes, I love all the battlements you can make, cannons and magic spells and building walls out of the right stuff and double stacking it.
Just build a trench.
And it's also you're hearing that Dragon Quest music and seeing those beautiful iconic Toriyama designs. So this has now become the Dragon Quest Builders Hour. Please play that game. It's really, 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 really good stuff. So what a week. We got a bunch more Mario 64 coming up. And who knows what else we'll get up to, but we've had a good time, and I've had a good time with you, Grif, at the bar.
And everything's gonna be okay.
See ya.